Tell me about what the situation with Park House before you got in touch with Springup PR, or before you were looking for help.
Yeah, I think I don't know whether it was as a result of COVID or whether it was because there are other homes opening up in our area, but we definitely noticed a drop off in inquiries. We're going back 2 or 3 years now. Whereas prior to the pandemic, we were pretty well full most of the time. So that was a concern. And then, I was aware of your company because you send out regular emails and so on. So
Mm.
I think that's what led me to have a conversation with you initially about, what you might be able to do for us, because I think what you said was that, most of the people start their search on Google and then, go on from there. And as a result of that, I think we thought, well, we weren't getting, as I say, that many inquiries. We'd always get the organic inquiries of people who live locally, people who had heard about us, or had somebody stay in the home and then recommended it to somebody else. That always happens, but that wasn't enough to kind of keep the pipeline flowing, really. So
Yes.
I think you persuaded us that we really needed to start running a Google campaign, because that's the first place to start. We also spoke about doing some Facebook promotions as well, because a lot of people, particularly the people of the sort of generation who have got elder parents, are looking on Facebook as well. So we decided as a result of that to go with you and start running a campaign on Google pay-per-click, and also with Facebook as well.
Mm, mm.
Um, so, and I think as a result of that, we've definitely seen a much greater uptick in inquiries. They don't always lead to somebody coming into the home, because for a number of reasons, the person who they're on whose behalf they're making the inquiry may be somebody that we aren't able to care for in the way they need caring for. Or it may be that there's a kind of an initial inquiry, but they're not quite ready yet to look at longer term care. Maybe because they think they can't afford it, or they'd rather have somebody be looked after at home. But when that becomes very difficult, then they might think about coming back to us and say, we're ready now to look at longer term care for mum, dad, whoever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, the digital marketing, particularly around the Google pay-per-click, was kind of all new to you. So,
Yes.
what's it been like for you to set it all up, to work with the team on Victoria on how it all works? How has that process been for you?
It's been very easy, obviously, because you've got the expertise, and we gave you the kind of brief of what it was we were looking for, and who were the type of people we're trying to attract.
Mm.
So what your guys then did was, um, sorry, I've just got something come up my screen. I'm trying to get rid of it. Better, sorry. Yeah, what your guys then did was tailor the pay-per-click campaign to what we wanted in terms of the response we wanted to get. You made it very easy for us, because obviously we have regular fortnightly meetings with you to review what's happened in the previous weeks, to follow up what inquiries we've had, what progress we've made on that. So we keep track of that ourselves.
Mm.
And I think you've always said that the critical thing is, when you get an inquiry, follow it up to the death, because if you leave it too long, i.e. even a few days, they may have found something else and engaged with somebody else who then has persuaded them to go and see them, and you're kind of out of the picture straight away. So you really want to be on your game straight away, really.
Yeah.
So yeah, you made it very easy for us, and obviously you're focused on driving business to our website. Of course, also as part of the package that we have with you, we have the chat function on the website, which works very well.
Mm.
We get quite a lot of inquiries through the chat function. You know, the call is handled initially by somebody at the other end, but then they pass it through to us.
Yes.
So that's been very good. And we also have the ability to have a dedicated phone number, which is on our website, so that people who ring us, we're actually able to hear the whole conversation that our member of staff has with that person, and as well as what they are looking for and what they want. And you know, if we don't feel the call has been handled in the right way by our member of staff, because obviously we're there to care, we're not necessarily there to sell. So you know, sometimes we need to give them a little bit of a kind of guide on what to say, what to do.
Yeah. And in terms of an inquiry uplift, how has that been for Parkhouse?
I would say that we probably are getting, historically now, I think we've been working with you for what, about a year and a bit.
Yeah. Over a
I
year.
would
Yeah.
say that we now, you know, kind of as an average, we're getting probably 4 inquiries a week, possibly 5. You know, not all of them are kind of going to lead to an admission, but you know, we're getting a lot more inquiries now, because
Yeah.
the campaign definitely has driven business to, you know, inquiries and business to us.
That's great. And John, for those who may be wondering about whether to work with Springup PR, what would you say?
Well, I would say that although on the face of it, it might look like an expensive way to get business, you know, when you look at, if you can fill your rooms, before, you know, I mean, our occupancy was down to about 75%, which is well below our cost level. So, you know, we were struggling. And if you can fill your rooms or keep them pretty full most of the time, the investment in that pays for itself. So it might look, on the face of it, it might look expensive, the money we pay every month, but the return is that we've got rooms being filled, bringing in good income, and that's what we need.
Yeah, great. John, and would you recommend Springup PR to other care providers?
Yeah, I would, because the team that you have that we work with are really good, and we've got a good relationship with them. They're, you know, they're willing to listen, they're willing to do anything that we ask for. They're always letting us know if there's anything extra they can do for us in terms of, you know, whatever it needs tweaking. Yeah, very happy, very good.